Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. What would you think if you heard this?
Off the top of my head.
There is nothing on her head, but let's see if we can find out what she means.
Do you know Tom's email address?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I have it in my contacts list on my computer. Can I send it to you later?
Sure, that would be great. Thanks.
Off the top of my head is a common phrase that means I am trying to remember something and to give you a quick answer. But if a person's memory is bad, sometimes the information off the top of someone's head is wrong. So it's best to confirm it. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. If you have heard American English, you probably have heard this.
You better treat him with kid gloves.
Is someone telling you to put on a pair of gloves? Let's listen again.
I heard Sam is really upset.
Really?
Yes, and he may be upset for a while. You better treat him with kid gloves.
It sounds as if Sam needs to be treated carefully and gently. That's what treat him with kid gloves means. Gloves made from kid leather, leather from a lamb or a young goat, are soft. So, if someone is angry or upset, you might need to treat him with kid gloves. Very carefully.
You better treat him with kid gloves.
And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. If you have heard American English or watched an American TV show, you probably have heard this.
Hear a pin drop.
What does this phrase mean? Let's see whether we can find out by listening to an American English conversation.
I can't believe he said that. And then the room was so quiet. Nobody said a word.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop.
Pins are small and don't make noise when they fall to the floor. So, when you say you can hear a pin drop, it means that the room is silent. Usually, that's because the people are surprised or excited about something. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. What would you think if you heard someone say,
I'm getting cold feet.
Did she forget to put on her shoes? Is she standing in snow? Let's listen and see whether we can figure this out.
Are you going to enter the photo contest?
I don't know.
Oh, you should. You're so talented. Your pictures are beautiful.
You're just being nice. But I'm getting cold feet. I don't know if I'm good enough.
If you say, I am getting cold feet, it means that you are afraid or uncomfortable about doing something. For example, people say a person is getting cold feet if he or she is supposed to get married but calls off or cancels the wedding. This is a very common informal phrase, and that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. You probably have heard someone say,
Break a leg.
Don't worry, she isn't going to break someone's leg. This is an expression that means good luck. Let's listen to a conversation to find out.
I'm so nervous. Tonight is the first night of the play.
Is it? Well, go out there and break a leg.
This phrase began as a way to wish actors good luck. Theater people said that if they wished each other something bad, good might happen. So when you hear break a leg, it really means do well. Also, it can mean to work really hard at something. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you about idioms in American English. If you have heard American English, you have probably heard this. It's a dime a dozen. What does this phrase mean? Let's find out.
There's no need for you to pay $20 for that hairbrush. It's too expensive.
Why not? I really need it.
The store down the street has them at a dime a dozen. Come on, I'll show you.
When you say something is a dime a dozen, it means that there's a lot of it, it doesn't cost much, or that it isn't special. It's a dime a dozen. This is a common way of saying that something is so easy to get that it doesn't have much value. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. Sometimes American English doesn't seem to make sense. Like this.
Gloria has a lot of things going on in her life right now.
Yes, she does. Her parents are sick, her car is not working, she's building a new house, and she just got a new job.
Wow, that's a lot of stress. One more thing and she's gonna be a basket case.
Will Gloria really become a container for baskets? I don't think so. If you experience a lot of stress or try to handle too many things at the same time, your life might become very difficult. The nervous strain or tension might wear you out and leave you with a sense of hopelessness. That's what a basket case means. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. Have you ever been shopping and heard someone say,
I don't want to break the bank?
This is a simple phrase that you can easily add to your American English vocabulary. Let's hear it in a conversation.
I wanted to buy a new car. I saw one at the dealership yesterday, but it was so expensive.
How expensive?
Very expensive. Way too much for me. I can't afford it, and I don't want to break the bank.
This phrase means to use up all of your money, and it comes from gambling. If a gambler wins more money than the casino has on hand, it's called breaking the bank. And when someone has no money, you can say he is broke. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you about idioms in American English. Our language is full of fun expressions. And here at the Voice of America, we offer you high-quality English lessons 24/7. But what does this mean?
I'm learning English at the university. Where are you learning English?
I'm learning English with Voice of America. Their Learning English website is available 24/7.
24/7? Wow. Maybe I should learn English at VOA too.
There are 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week. When you say 24/7 in a conversation, it refers to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is another way of saying all day and all night, every day of the week. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. If you listen to American English, you probably have heard this phrase.
Play it by ear.
What does it mean? Let's find out by listening to an American English conversation.
Hey, what do you want to do this weekend?
I don't know. We could see a movie or have dinner. Why don't we play it by ear?
Sure.
Play it by ear means you aren't going to make a firm plan, but will decide what to do as you go along. This idiom has a musical meaning too. When you don't have the written music for a song, but you play the notes that you think you've heard, you play it by ear. So, when you are in a situation where you make a plan as you go, you're playing it by ear. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute. Let's say you buy something, and when you pay for it, you say,
This cost me an arm and a leg.
do you have to give them your arm and your leg? I hope not. Let's listen to an American English conversation to see if we can find out what this means.
Did you buy that new computer?
Yeah, I did, and it cost way more than I expected it to.
How much?
Let me just tell you, it cost an arm and a leg.
When you say in American English that something costs an arm and a leg, it means that the price is very, very high. If you use this phrase, everyone in the United States will understand you. But this is an informal phrase, so don't use it in a business setting. And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. If you have ever heard American English, you might have heard this.
Hit the sack.
What does this mean? Let's find out by listening to this conversation.
I'm exhausted and can't stay up another minute. I'm gonna go hit the sack.
I probably should do the same. It's been a long day.
It sounds like they are tired and ready to sleep. That's what hit the sack means. You are going to bed. During World War II, American soldiers called their sleeping bags sacks. So, hit the sack meant to go to bed. Today, people use this phrase all the time.
Hit the sack.
And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. If people tell you that you need to make up your mind, what do you think they mean? Let's listen.
I'd like to go to France to see the Eiffel Tower. Or Italy for the awesome food. Or maybe Spain for the amazing beaches.
Okay, make up your mind. Make up your mind.
Make up your mind is a way of saying make a decision or pick something. It might mean making a choice from two or more things. Some people have trouble making a decision, so others might tell them, make up your mind and pick one.
Make up your mind.
And that's English in a Minute. Welcome to English in a Minute, where we teach you all about idioms in American English. If I told you it was raining cats and dogs today, I don't think you would see this little kitten falling from the sky. But what would you see? Let's watch and find out.
The rain is coming down so hard.
I know, it's raining cats and dogs today.
This is a very common expression in American English. When you say that it's raining cats and dogs in a conversation, it's another way to say that it's raining very hard or it's raining a lot. You can use this expression anytime and everybody will understand you. So, until the next time, stay dry. And that's English in a Minute. If you're speaking American English and you see an old friend or a colleague you haven't seen in a while, you can say,
It's been ages since we've talked.
What does this mean? To find out, let's listen to an actual conversation.
How are you? I haven't seen you for a few years.
I'm doing great. It's been ages since we've talked, hasn't it?
It's been a long time, that's for sure.
In American English, it's been ages is another way of saying it's been a long time or a long time has passed since you've seen each other. You may remember the word ages being used to talk about different periods of history, like the Ice Age or the Stone Age or the Bronze Age. Saying it's been ages uses exaggeration by saying it's been many of those long stretches of time since something has happened. And that's English in a Minute.